This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We enthuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond. Hello and welcome to another episode, another exciting, invigorating episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. As your host for the last 5 years now, this thing gets exciting each and every time. I have a wonderful guest from Mauritius. You're going to meet him, you're going to love him. But before I talk about him, let me ask for a usual favor. Please track that notification bell. Please hit that subscribe button. Please like this video. We need your support. That's the only way we can reach people. That's the only way we can succeed in this medium, through your involvement, through your participation. So I will never tire to ask you, if you haven't subscribed, to hit that button. Anyway, let me go to my guest. Welcome to Botswana.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. I did mention to them that you are from the island of Mauritius, and I want to leave all that to you. Just share your condensed CV, if you like, and a little bit of your background.
Oh, given the most difficult task. Yeah, I come from the small African island of Indian Ocean, which is Mauritius. Okay. At the moment, I came here as Director of Industry at the Economic Development Board. I'm leading a delegation of 15 operators who comes here to try to build bridges in view, to develop exchange, business, partnership. But that's my background, in my role as Director of Industry. I lead the industry sector in Mauritius, which falls under me. Portfolios falling under me are the textile and apparel, the agro-process, the light engineering, the jewelry, and even the F&B, the spirit sector. The sectors fall under us. In fact, nearly 80%, more than 80% of export of Mauritius, are led by my directorate. So what the Economic Development Board does is the government agencies that promote trade and investment. So we engage in the promotion of trade and investment, also in crafting the necessary strategies in view to sustain the development of the industry. We do help for the development of strategies, policies of Mauritius in various committees that we are part. Okay, we definitely are the face of we are the arm of the government which is engaged, in that aspect of the economic, which is very important. But because we are talking about export, we are talking about investment, we are talking about FDI, so which is very, very important. So as background, Geerish, I'm a very simple person. Yes, as background, I'm an engineer. I hold a degree in engineering. I hold a master's in business administration. Okay, I've been working initially in the private sector of Mauritius. I work with major companies engaged in the manufacturing of apparel.
Before you go further, let's just get this pronunciation right. Bucktowonsing.
Oh, no, it's not at all back. It's Bucktowonsing.
Bucktowonsing.
It's Buck, B-U-C-K,
Yeah.
So let's put it positive always. It's Bucktowonsing.
Okay, yeah.
So, yes. So as my professional journey, which I started with, I started my journey at a major group, a vertically integrated company, Bonaire Group, of textile and apparel. Then I moved, after a couple of years, I worked as an engineer there, as a young engineer. I was recruited there. And then I was placed definitely at the production planning, where I was positioned as head of production planning. And then I moved to one of the major service providers to the industry, which was called ATS du Cré-le-Noir. I was the operations manager and was in charge for the launching of their major showroom, storage, after sales, and indoor services. So while working with ATS du Cré-le-Noir, we were representative, I don't know how many brands, because we were serving the labs, we were serving the industry and all. And then at one movement, I moved to one of the suppliers, an American company, where I was the regional sales manager for the East African region at that time. Already. All right. They were ahead of us. They were already thinking that period. Yes. They were engaged in the manufacturing of electro-analytical instruments. They wanted to tap the market, especially that they were having factories all around the world, among one in Mauritius. And through them, I moved to one lead company of US, again based in the Indian Ocean, which was in the supply of the equipment for purse seiners, Kazama. So I was at this time the regional manager. So I worked from Kazama. And then after Kazama, I got the opportunity, to join as at Economic Development Board, which was initially.
What is its role? What's the role of the Economic Development
Exactly.
Board?
Initially, it was Enterprise Mauritius, then they merged Enterprise Mauritius and Board of Investment. We were engaged to promote trade, promote investment.
I understand.
Okay, and where has been given the responsibility to head the industry. As per my background, I've been exposed to the different parts of the supply chain.
Yes.
I've been with clients, I've been with operation, I've been near the engines.
Yeah.
I've been in the production, I've been in the planning.
Yeah.
So from planning, production, going to the marketing and going, I've been exposed to all this aspect of that supply chain with different companies, getting the privilege to travel to US from 2000 itself, because they were American companies, to go and see an industry, how it performed there, to learn marketing from there. It's not at the university, you learn it on ground.
You learn it in practice.
In practice, and I'm happy to be able to have all these teaching, all these lessons learned, to put it in practice in the job that I'm doing today. I'm also very active on the social front. This is very important for me. Since my adolescent, I've been very active on the social front. I've been Secretary General at a very young age at the Port Rescue Federation, where I learned the spirit of leave to serve.
Leave to serve.
Leave to serve.
Yeah.
Then during my university days, I joined Rotarac. And after Rotarac, when I came to Mauritius, I served the Rotary Club of Boubassar-Rosale. I've been president. I've occupied practically all positions. I've been a Polaris Fellow. I've been a Polaris Fellow Saphir. For major projects undertaken. And I've been involved from that. I've been supporting a number of NGOs. I can't tell all the names, but what's more important, I've been at one moment the elected chairperson of the focal point for NGOs in Mauritius called MACOS. I served from 2013 to 2017, the Mauritius Council of Social Services. So I've been the focal point. Of course, I was doing it on a voluntary basis, because I believe in voluntary work also. And from that, I got the opportunity, at one time to be elected as a regional focal point for East Africa at GEF NGO, which is based, which meets at in Washington. So I've occupied this position for a number of years. You know that GEF promotes, fund project regarding the environment. So this is very dear to me, the protection of Mother Earth. And then from that, there are a number of committees that have been part that I can't be able to tell all, but probably the most important. I've been in the National CSR Foundation. I've been in the NEF, which local National Empowerment Foundation. National Empowerment Foundation. At the moment, I'm already active at the NPCC, National Productivity Competitiveness Council. I'm a board member on that, and I'm also helping in different committees, forums related to support, to sustain the development of industry as board member. And obviously my engagement continues. I'm active in the world of sports
as well.
Very important. At the moment, I'm the honorary chairperson of the French boxing. So I was with them since the last 20 years. I occupied the position of president.
Why not just boxing? Why French?
French boxing, we call it la boxe française. It's different to English boxing because we use the feet also in French boxing. And Mauritius got world champion in it. This year, no, but we got those came second or third now.
So it's like martial arts.
Not exactly like martial art, a bit like kickboxing. So I've been them because why am I with this boy for la boxe française, and Savat? Why is this? Because they come from, poorer regions of the capitals. And I believe youth have got talents. I support them. In sport, they learn discipline. They learn control. They learn to develop, this optimism, this sense of discipline and this sense of achievement. And obviously, for me, it's very important that you be in sport, you practice sport, but you never go to drugs. So this has been a bit, if you want, in a summary, what I do. And in all that, the spirit remains live to serve.
I get the sense that you've given just a percentage. You have given just a little bit, but that's fine because of time. And I'm so privileged that you find it fit to be part of this podcast and to come and talk to us. But most of our viewers are entrepreneurs. So I want you, when you talk to me, to be talking in the interest of the entrepreneur and the business person. Let me just go straight to it. What brings you to Botswana, and how can an entrepreneur benefit from your trip?
Yes, you know what bring me to Botswana? I must say it's a bigger picture. The picture, we have got the signature of AFCTA is already 3 years now.
Yes.
And when we say having one continent, one free trade area zone, when we say about the challenge of collaboration, the challenge, to trade among ourselves, the challenge to see what are the forte, the talents that we are having, and lessons learned in the past from Mauritius, tell me that I have to go towards the market. When the different agreement came, and I saw that when the agreement of AGOA came in the late 90s, okay, Mauritius was at the forefront to push the textile and apparel to go to the biggest important market of USA. And today we remain one of the important exporter. Okay, it's the question to believe and the question to move forward and take advantage. In AGOA, 35% of the products that are exported in the AGOA to USA are apparel products. Then there are a couple of other
products?
Apparel products. Then there are other countries of Africa that have been pushing for apparel. Of course, they have been joining us in that. It's a big market, but even today with such an agreement, the export of Africa is still less than that of Brazil. We retain a very small percentage of our product reaching the US market.
Why?
Okay?
Why is that?
Because, that's why we have to develop that spirit, to be able to dare entrepreneurship, to face challenges, to learn lessons, to fall down, to come up again. That's what Mauritius has been doing, because the setup is different there. In what way the setup is different? At time when new countries get independence, Mauritius 1968, and I guess Botswana 1964, you're a bit 66, you're a bit older than us,
2 years older.
2 years older. But most of the countries was having, a lot of resources. And I learned it also for Botswana, like in Mauritius. All these specialists were telling that we will fail, we will not succeed. If there was even, in Mauritius, some Nobel Prize winner economics who was very pessimist about Mauritius. Okay, no raw material, nothing. So when you're being, pushed down like this, then you got some other courage that you say, no, we have to.
We don't accept that.
We never want to accept that. So what we do, we were pushing. Day one, we were starting very poor when we started our agriculture, sugar, and all that.
Yes.
Now, to come to the question of AFCTA, when we have an agreement of AFCTA, and this agreement is giving us a very big market, and when we know we Mauritius, we have been exporting to Europe. Our initial market was England and France. Face the exigencies, face the pressure. We never count down that we were very far. Okay, we never count down, and we never count down to say that we don't have raw materials. We believe we develop this concept that we are strong in transformation, and we were transforming the yarn into garments and all products, and then from that we diversify the products.
I'm going to interrupt you there to say, what was the mindset that pushed you to believe that you can transform?
Yes, the mindset was believe with that. If you see from the experience that I've had to work with Mauritians of all walks of life, in the different caps that I've been wearing, I could see this. First, the Mauritians have a rationale about, caring, sharing, loving, caring, sharing. They have this sort of mentality, they are not at all selfish, okay? Second, this was there with our grandfather days, We want our kids to live a better life than us. The country has to be prosperous. The indentured laborer got his son to be a doctor, a prime minister.
Oh.
The father of nations The
Was-
father of
was
nations, the Siftaga Ramgula, who passed away,
Yeah.
his father was a indentured laborer. The same things applied,
Almost
for-
like a slave, right?
Yeah, indentured means working in difficult situation.
Yeah,
Okay, indentured
like paid
was
very little.
yeah, they were supposed. Even the father of the economic development, Saniru Jagnat,
Yeah.
okay, comes from such families. You understand? So when you are in this position and you have this sort of rationale, you want your kids to move forward.
Yes.
And the third thing, which is very important in the Mauritian mindset, was never the things like to do things without, in another format, like in another environment. Believe the rule of law. Believe in respect.
Yeah.
Believe in these democratic principles.
Yes.
Believe in that.
Yes.
If you are different to me, I learn from you, I grow rich. This is a concept. In Mauritius, you'll be surprised. I have to tell you a small story, which
Yes.
is very relevant for me.
Please go ahead.
We have many religions present. All the major religions are there.
Hindu, Christian,
Hindu,
Jewish,
Christian,
Judaism.
Protestant, Buddhist, Muslims, all the major religions are there.
Exactly.
The church on one street. When I go out of my home, I've got a pagoda to buy the bread. The
Yeah.
pagoda, I pass the pagoda, I pass the church on the other
I've
street,
seen
I know
that,
the temple. You have seen that. It's like this. And everybody was looking what the talent the other one is having. We celebrate New Year, Christmas. You have been to Mauritius. They are the most
I
popular
know.
festival. We celebrate the festival of light, Diwali. We celebrate the Eid, and you'll be surprised to know the Chinese New Year has always been a public holiday in Mauritius since after independence. So all this, we were respecting all these cultures. The point was to live in a conditions like we see everyone positively.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
So the Mauritian of today, in the morning, he get up, he take tea, but he eat French bread. During lunchtime, you in Mauritius, you will see they eat the Indian roti.
I've seen that.
In the evening, they're eating chow mein. You understand?
Different culture.
So
yeah.
they listen to English, French, Bollywood music.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But despite all that, because we have been very plural, we understand Shakespeare,
Yeah.
we understand Molière, we understand Tagore, we understand Shaka Zulu.
I understand. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we have been growing like this in that environment.
Yeah.
And that environment for us has only been giving us, this sort of building, constructing to give this sort of attitude. This attitude is not an attitude of having superiority complex, but no inferiority complex also. So neither
Confidence.
superiority, no inferiority complex.
Yeah.
And the Mauritian people, why, when someone expert in tourism was telling me, when tourists was coming long way from Europe to come to Mauritius, because at time of independence, there was no big hotel industry in
No, there
Mauritius,
wasn't.
practically nothing. But what they love, and you go and ask them, they will tell you, and you have been there, the spontaneous smile, the warmth,
Very friendly. Very friendly.
very friendly. This is what helped, to have this construction that we
Yeah.
are taking.
Tell me about the culture of entrepreneurship and the culture of, making a difference in industry. That thinking. How did you cultivate it in Mauritius?
Yeah, when we started, we were having only sugar. We was a monocrop economy. When the Hong Kongese came to the textile industry, out of some regulation prevailing where there were more tax, and they came to Mauritius. And at one moment they left.
Yes.
But it's the people of Mauritius who were working in the industry who took over. They never allowed the industry to die. You understand? That's the spirit.
Yeah.
They say no because they saw the potential in it.
Yeah.
They saw, the beauty of constructing, the beauty of doing transformation is very important. In my delegation that I'm coming today to
You said that
Botswana,
15 of you.
15.
Yes.
It's beautiful to see one very young guy who is doing caps, who is doing scarf, hardly 30 years old.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, caps. Went to university and all that. He's doing caps, he's doing scarves, he's doing ties. One other young guy who came, who was in the Junior Economic Chamber, and I saw him winning a second prize.
Wow.
He's in the manufacturing, of pencil, using a newspaper, okay, building newspaper.
Like recycled
Yeah.
papers.
I see another guy, young, 25 years old, I think, this one. He's in the denim manufacturing
Wow.
denim. Among the women, detergents, the women furniture, the women who are in the manufacturing of shoes for women, sandals for women, these. So what I want to tell you is that this ingredient, pushing the youngsters to go for such a entrepreneur position,
Ventures, yes.
entrepreneur ventures, like the right word, it did not happen over days, okay? There's been a system, okay? There has been a system under which you are growing, and these values that I've been telling you, we say them, okay, I'll take a job, and where to become an entrepreneur, I can grow.
Yes, those values are inculcated in the education system, or it's just a cultural thing?
No, the art of living in Mauritius. The education system, we have been lucky. We got a free education system since a long time, in 1975, and at different levels, the education has been more free. Transport free for students, and all. There's a lot of sponsorship that have been going here.
A lot of subsidies.
A lot of subsidies. But what's more important is not only that, and that's what we call, I don't know the word in English, we call it in French, la débrouillardise mauricienne. You are dynamic, dynamic type of people, when you ask something, it's not tomorrow you get it. You get it immediately. You understand? Oh, yes. A small country also that have helped, like, you don't believe in going in the long way. You believe in a shortcut, and you will make it happen. Oh, you're looking for this. Yes, we have to deliver you.
Wow.
But what comes out of it? Outstanding service. You never keep someone waiting. You satisfy that particular wants at the right moment.
Yes.
And a specialist in customer service will tell you within that period you're delighted. There's a period that you are delighted, the period they're very happy, your period that you are happy. So when you stay in the hotels that you have done in Mauritius, and you have seen, how they're doing it very happily with a smile, and what's more important, happy to deliver service. Happy to make you happy. And it goes, like we say that your guest is my God. My guest is my God, So they say it well.
Guest is my God.
Yeah.
With a small G.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually the training, because we believe a lot in training, formation, the hotel industry, the services, everyone give a lot of training, because it should go beyond just a certificate. It should go beyond a certain qualifications. It should go beyond, having master's, PhD. It should be like, you're in a particular cycle where you're an asset. You're an asset for your company, for your organization.
An asset for your company. Yes.
And you are very happy at this time at work.
You
have this passion to tell, to share, because you believe in achieving. You believe and walk the talk. So that's how all this has been developing.
Now you've been in Botswana, is it about a few days?
Yes, a few days.
It's not your first trip?
No, it's not my first trip.
What are your observations? What things can you learn from Botswana, and what things can we learn from you? Where is the cross-pollination of ideas that we can experience together?
Yes, when the way we look at Botswana, it's important for me to share that with you. When we talk about Botswana and Mauritius, Botswana, each time in the indexes that Mauritius was topping, Botswana was second. Yes, we know that they have, their diamonds and all this, okay? But the different exchange that we are having was looking to me that this is a country that could not be that much dependent only on one country. This is a country that have to open up to be able, to partner, source directly with other countries. We have seen that country, don't forget that what BITC, initially, we know it very well, was BEC, I think, okay? Which was having the first UNA Mauritian. Okay, and even in many
the person who started it was Mauritian.
And even the consultant for BITC for a long time been Mauritian.
Yes.
Okay, so the way we look at it in a country with so much arable land, with a population which is equally warm, nice people, and which we call it like-minded. You are in AGOA, you are in SADC, you are in AFCTA, okay, probably would have wished to have a flight, that goes, the Botswana flight, Botswana, South Africa, Mauritius, that would have make more sense for us. And this could have been a complementarity between tomorrow you have a charter plane bringing tourists from Switzerland. He visits the safari here, he enjoy, all the beauties that you are having here, and then he come and enjoy the sunshine and sea in Mauritius, That would have been very much complementary. This is the way I look at it. You understand?
It will happen in future.
Definitely we have to make it happen. It's not a maybe. We must make it happen. And that's why I urge my Botswanese colleague, not only people in the business, people in the media, people like what you are doing. I think it's quite laudable what you are doing.
Thank you very much.
Because you are helping to disseminate an information. I think a big bravo to you.
Thank you
because
very
what
much,
you're
sir.
doing, I'm really touched. And that's why I didn't hesitate to come to a podcast.
Thank you very much,
I
sir.
was just coming from another interview, very well. I said, no, I'll have a cup of tea in between, but I'll come to that interview because we are disseminating information which goes directly toward the common objective to grow Africa, to make Africa prosperous. Don't forget, revolutions happens. Who were leading, see Asia being led by India and China. Where was it 20, 30 years back? See former Eastern Europe, how Poland has been driving the change.
They are.
Okay? If like-minded countries like Mauritius, Botswana, don't take the lead, who will come and take the lead for us? So we have to take the lead, and that's why my appeal, you say that it's an audience of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs is about exploring. Entrepreneurs are daring, are risk takers. We should not sit in the comfort zone and saying, okay, we are going to buy next door, okay? Despite that we suffer logistics, we suffer transport, we suffer everything, okay? No, it's not question of selling and buying, how we develop partnership, how I can see beyond the boundaries of Botswana. To all the entrepreneurs listening to me, something I find very interesting. When I came to Botswana and seeing the connectivity that you are having with different regional countries, in fact, I listened to a few past prime ministers in a forum where they were explaining how they invested in that. And I was asking myself, why could it be as efficient in logistics as what Netherlands is in Europe with its sea? If, the price of logistics keep going up, you can't reach out to all these countries.
Yes.
And if the focal point would have been Botswana, having all the products being parked here.
We are centrally located.
Exactly. And you're having the warehouse and all. I don't know how full or empty it is. Okay? And imagine you distributing that. Imagine the government giving you some subsidies to engage in that. Okay? And imagine that you are building, relationship, like we in Mauritius, we believe in that. We believe long-term relationship. We are loyal with our suppliers. We are loyal with our buyers. We never swap for a simple advantage.
Wow.
We are loyal.
Very loyal.
And the result of loyalty is true partnership. You understand?
I understand.
And this is why, till today, our exporters are able to export to US, to UK, France, Italy, okay, to South Africa, because we believe in that principle.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about AFCTA. I believe you are one of the first countries to ratify the agreement, and Botswana ratified the beginning of this year in January. First they signed, but ratification came this year. To an average business person, they don't really know how advantageous AFCTA is for them. There are various protocols and so on attached to the AFCTA. Can you just take us to school and educate us on the basics of ACFTA and how we can immediately now take advantage of it?
Listen, let's go a step backward. Botswana is already in the SADC, okay, and AFCTA go a bit beyond that.
Yes.
We are talking about, inclusiveness, about doing a big trade market, that could be developed tomorrow, having a single currency. I don't know how it will be developed in the future. Okay? The important point about it, it is about eliminating the tariffs, eliminating the hurdles, the barriers, in order that you can do trade easily between these countries. But the challenges come. This on paper. The reality is, I came with 15 exporters here.
15 years.
And all these exporters are, at times were asking why they are buying, from outside Europe, from Turkey, they are buying apparel. When we are doing shoots, beautiful shirts. Okay?
Why can't they buy from us?
Well, they can't buy from us. And we are selling to Europe. We are beating competition to sell to Europe, England, and France, and they can't buy from us. You understand?
Yes.
Because, the point is I believe there should be a change of mindset with regard to businesses also. Even in Mauritius, we had this challenge. We were looking only Europe. I recall in the 2010, 2011, when I was I'm organizing mission in South Africa, fashion show, meeting with clients. Many of the conservatives told me, no, we'll never go there. Today,
why? Because
South Africa, because for many reasons, they were used to the way of Europe doing the business.
Yeah.
You have to change a bit.
Yeah.
And today, South Africa is the number one export market.
Wow.
For textile.
For yourself.
For textile apparel, for Mauritius. Okay? So, just to tell you that takes some time. And this has helped. When Europe gets into recession, their purchasing power diminished. The client can't buy that much.
No.
You have other markets. And had we not had strategy of diversification, you imagine what would have happened. Today in South Africa, we are talking about product diversification. And today with Africa, we are telling about diversification, not why our product should come through Africa only, through South Africa only. Okay? So there are a number of products that we have done. Okay? Mauritius export to more than 100 countries. And they have in terms of HS code, if I'm right,
say that again?
More than 100 countries that we are exporting.
And they have what?
HS code products.
Yes.
Or more than approximately 1,500.
Wow. That's
okay? So it's a lot of products. It's not only tourism, it's not only textile, apparel. People who came here, let's say those who are here. We have a guy who comes here who is in the export of aluminium bars. Okay. We have a guy who is here who are in the exporting of paints. I'm taking paints mainly in Mauritius for lorries, for bus, for buildings. We have guys here which are engaged in the manufacturing of detergents, wide range of detergents. We have guys when we go and see the furnitures here, and I'm talking of this guy who brings leather from Africa, make beautiful furniture, and looking to export to Africa. And why should we not buy from him? Why should we not partner with him? Why should not we have focal points here? Why should we not distribute this product?
The problem is those tariffs, isn't it? How do you make them fall? How do you make them more user-friendly?
No, but that's why AFCTA is all about.
Yes.
Okay? When you had as a rule of thumb, and the SADC and the COMESA, whatever, it was you need to have 35% to 55% value addition to be able to enter duty-free. Let's take the case for Mauritius itself. It's good for you to understand it. Why we don't give up? Is it true that when we sell to South Africa, contrary to Europe, when we sell our textile to Europe, irrespective where we source the yarn, it enters duty-free? In South Africa, it has to be sourced from Mauritius, one African country. But we managed to do it. Today, most of our cotton comes from Africa to our spinning and weaving mill.
Yeah.
And we are doing the yarn, we are doing the fabrics.
So you're meeting this requirement?
We meet the requirement as if for this market.
Yeah.
You understand? We'd have wished to have more spinning, weaving mill in Mauritius. We'd have wished to, the textile know-how. We differentiate textile and apparel, garments and textile.
Well, what's the difference?
Textile is about the yarn, the fabric that you made.
Yes.
And apparel is about the garments and all these things.
The clothes.
The cloth, okay? One should know it is in, when you grow, you sell, you make profit. But when you grow, you transform. You make bigger profit.
Absolutely.
If you can't transform, you partner with countries who are strong on transformation and value addition. And nowadays, Mauritius, we are moving out for more complex manufacturing. Because, we don't want what we do can easily be emulated, so that we have, our distinction of what we are doing. Okay?
Uniqueness, your uniqueness.
Our uniqueness. Imagine Botswana in terms of raw materials. Imagine Botswana in terms of, other than the what you call the diamonds and the gems.
Which is the main thing.
Other than that, I'm telling you, other than that.
Yes.
Imagine, today, you have land. We talk about professional farmers now. You have equipment that control the pH, the NPK, the water, and all.
You do have that, yes.
No, in Mauritius, agriculture is coming less because of the sugarcane coming less now. But I'm telling you, on the international front, tomorrow I've seen Kenya serving the European market with what you call vegetables. They have satisfied all the norms.
Really?
Okay? So there are many things that can be done. It's just the things I was saying, just like you go out today and say, no, I will work my way up. I won't give up. And there are many things one can do.
Yes.
Except, just sitting idle. I just go up tomorrow and say, no. Today you have internet, you can search, you can think about what product. What you need is to dare. No fear. I want to be this. I want to contribute. I want to have an identity. And in fact, someone put it very well. To be able to do that, you need free qualities. And this free qualities.
One.
And you have to inculcate, to learn. I don't know this quality you need to have. You need to be passionate about what you're doing.
One.
You need to have commitment. When you should be a man of commitment. Okay, I'm engaging, I'm having commitment. And third, you need to have tenacity. Passion, commitment, and tenacity are very, very important if you want, to make things happen. In fact, with passion, commitment, tenacity, you move my mountain. And if I've been doing all these activities that I've been telling you, because I put my heart in it, I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I find the time to do it. I'm also a father. I've also 2 big daughters. I've got also a son. I've got also a wife. But no one complains. Because the success is shared, the passion is shared.
Because you're passionate, you're committed, you're tenacious.
And what more important when you're doing good things, just like in an office, the members of your office, it's like a family. They are with you. And your family are also with you. You understand?
They have to be.
So they are also happy that you're doing such sort of mission. In French we call it l'engagement, c'est une vocation. Okay? It's a vocation to engage. Okay? So
it's your work.
This engagement is important. Engageant.
And
in fact, all these moments of life, like today, it's a moment. I'm very happy in this moment of life. Construct and build the happiness that reflect on your face.
Wow.
Okay?
I like that.
Build the happiness, that the energy that you give to others.
Yes.
And build the happiness that people find. You are a person I can trust. You are a person I have confidence.
Wow.
So this is very important for me to go, because you let yourself dominated by such constructive approach instead of thinking of any destructive approach.
Yes. Everything's constructive.
Think about constructive approach, positive approach. Not only think about it, practice it. Don't preach it, practice it. This is the best thing. When you are practicing, you have a spontaneous number of people who are behind your back.
This is so beautiful. Now, I want to touch still on the AFCTA. We have different protocols. What can you tell us about these protocols? Protocols on service, protocols on, manufacturing. Any insights you can share on those protocols?
Well, I don't have the details of all the protocols prevailing in AFCTA. My last meeting together with my Minister of Industry, with the Secretary General of the AFCTA, who is agreeable to me that many information are being disseminated on their website. And he also is seeing the big picture with regards, we have to, we set certain agenda by 2030 fixed, to have intra-trade increase by 7%, And all are being made to plow down hurdles. And I think the hurdles are in the minds.
They are mostly in the mind.
They are mostly in the mind. They are mostly like, I'll tell you what I realized about it. It reminds me the days when laptop was introduced, computer was introduced. And you tell someone who was doing his job in his office to use the laptop. No, I'm used to do my work like this.
Yes.
No, I'm good at it. No, laptop is complicated. You're telling, no, don't do the filing, hard filing. We do soft filing. No, this will explode. This will that. There was, this resistance, about to go and understand. And, if there's resistance and all, you learn laptop very late. And today, even old people, seniors are using laptops. Everyone is using laptop. And Mauritius have come out with a beautiful visa, premium visa. You come, for all the people you are working like you here. Of course, you have your revenue from here. You can go having a 1-year visa, come in and out whenever you want.
You have 1 million years.
No, you don't have to prove you have 1 million. You have to prove that you have a source of income from a particular job. Okay,
that's enough.
That's going to your
I
account.
told you need to show the money.
No. Okay, and then obviously I'm telling you about premium visa. For 1 year, you're in and out. You come, you go, you sit on the beach, you watch the beautiful sunrise or sunset, you meditate, you see the dolphins, and you think about the business you want to do. Your mind become more creative with the calmness, coolness existing there, and then you come with a new business probably that you are never in, and you say, no, this is going to be my new business venture, and then you apply to EDB. We are going to facilitate.
So you're given a whole year.
Yeah.
To think through and have access in the meantime.
And after 1 year, you must have been taken the decision. You come to EDB, we'll help you with the investment permit and all.
EDB stands for?
Economic Development Board, where I belong from. So our role is to facilitate all that also, to accompany you, to handhold you, to show you the way. Of course, as long as the candidate is serious, coming with a proper business plan, showing the proof of fund and all that, which is important to do business. And
so you have to show that you have a stable business where you come from, and that you're employing people.
No, two things. Having the premium visa, this is being given for like you work like nomad and Mauritius Island.
Yes.
Having the investment permit, this is different. That you have to come with a business plan, having what you want to do, and you should not be something like playing with us.
So what's the qualification for the premium visa?
I already told you the premium visa.
Just enough to show
that you have a proof of fund from the country you work. I don't recall the amount of money, which is not big. Okay. And obviously
and
you
the
can
investment one? What is
the
it?
investment now? You need to have, I think, 50,000 USD.
No, that's the one. I didn't know there was another
50,000 USD. Now has been brought down to 30,000, I think. This on your account, but it's not the 30,000 USD that you are looking. You are coming with your business plan, your project, and you want to do this in Mauritius. You are setting a particular businesses, and that business will bring revenue also to Mauritius, because at the end of the day, if you are to benefit with all the facilities of the ecosystem, all the incentives, so you are coming seriously to make business. Like I spoke with many people who are coming to do business. Then there's also another way also, with regards to purchase of real estates. There are different formula, apartment, how you call it, villa, etc. For a minimum amount of money, which is approximately the purchase of apartment villa. Previously it was $1 million has been brought down to 500,000. If I'm not mistaken, it's now 375, coming to around. And this
so the government is trying to make it as affordable as possible.
Affordable as possible, but we also focus on the quality of people coming, because we are a small island, peaceful, no problem, no trouble. We have not been attracting, tourists with with bag on their shoulder. Not this sort of tourists.
I know what you mean.
So we have been attracting a level of people. Here in Mauritius, and this level of people that come, that enjoy that particular atmosphere which is there, and obviously don't stay idle also, because it's not. We have also a project where we attract the silver economy to come and relax in Mauritius. There are different directorates of EDB that deal with it. I've seen that many people coming, even they come after purchasing the real estate, and they look, to now engage more and more in the activity, to be more in life. There,
in other words,
to invest more in businesses or whatever they want to do, and the same goal, they develop a Mauritian identity, and this did not happen now. The first textile and apparel company in Mauritius resulted in the 1970s. They came from Hong Kong. Now the sons and all, they are settled in Mauritius.
Wow.
The factory has developed into
They've become nationals. They've taken citizenship.
they have developed into a vertically integrated enterprise.
Wow.
And now they are not only doing, as you saw, they have gone even further. They are one of the large companies in Mauritius. And now what they do, they are even developing, like low carbon footprint T-shirts.
Yeah.
Okay? So they are innovating. They are going up. Because why? This is an ecosystem where you feel safe, secure. We have the right banking institution. We have the right,
I've been there several
the rule
times.
of law is there.
Yeah, I've been there several times. I'm very impressed with the island. I told you that 2 of my children studied there. It's a beautiful place. I was there as recently as February this year. But here's what I want to ask you as a business person, and I normally want to know from my guests. We know what it takes to be successful. You've mentioned it very clearly. But in your experience as having been in the industry for many decades, what are the things that trip up most entrepreneurs? Which are the things that most entrepreneurs need to be careful of to avoid? What are the dangers that lead to the collapse of enterprises?
Well, this question will depend on the level of entrepreneur where they are. But in a general way, I would say, entrepreneur to succeed, it's very independent. If I take it, I take Mauritius as Mauritius Limited, if I put it like this.
Yeah.
That means careful study, thorough study, only for the industry. We have study with McKinsey. We have industry with Professor Bond. We have study with an economist in Mauritius, We have different studies and different recommendations that we are implementing after careful study. So to study well what we want to do, to understand, is very important. It's not tomorrow like this, without any study, you decide to develop a project. This is very important.
Careful study.
Thorough study, I would say, thorough study. And once you have decided about your project and all, okay, there should be nothing as if retaining you, okay? When you have a good project, doors get open. Bank, commercial bank, they also need good project to finance.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
they also need project. They also, need to sell the money in terms of interest.
True,
and all.
true.
They also have to go. Support will come. Support will come, So then there should be no countdown and telling, no, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. The industry of Mauritius is sustaining. Do you know that we don't have labor now in Mauritius? We have to import.
You don't have unemployment?
No, we don't have labor to work in the factories
because everybody is taken.
So we are taking people from Madagascar, we are taking people from Bangladesh. We don't say we close the factory. We are doing it. So challenges will come. How you address the challenges is important. You understand? This is very important. So you don't give up. Like you have to pursue. And third thing, for entrepreneur to succeed, you cannot, yesterday when you were a kid, you were having encyclopedias gift. Now you don't give encyclopedia to your son, okay? Things have changed.
Things have changed.
Yeah. Yesterday, when I was very, very kid, I was told that people was going to the airport to watch the plane. Now kids go to airport to travel. Things have changed. It's not the same thing.
Not to watch the plane, to travel.
Yeah. Okay, things have changed. Yeah. So you have to understand, entrepreneur, that change is constant. You cannot come with the same standard product in the same standard package that you want to be successful because that client have been buying from you. Although your competitors will come and study and come out with product with better benefits. You have to understand, man is a complex animal,
Very complex.
So our tastes keep changing. Okay, one day we say that we won't wear glasses; it's very thick. Now we say that we'll wear different type of what you call lenses, different colors in the eyes. It's a look like what you call more fashion.
Yeah.
You will wear all type of glasses, lenses, and then change. It's like this. You have to understand that you have to change, you have to innovate, and this is possible for the entrepreneur because you are talking about what entrepreneur need to know. They have to understand that.
They have to?
They have to understand this very well.
Yeah.
They have 2 ears to listen to what the customer is saying. They have to understand what the market is saying. They have to process it properly in their CPU and with the use of experts. Okay? And this is very important. And of course, many have developed intuition, gut feeling, understand, and all these are very important.
Yeah.
And then come out with always new thing. If you see in any cinema, actors that have been able to stand for long the test of time, Clint Eastwood, just see how many type of movies he has been doing. He has been innovating himself each time.
Yes, that's true.
He started in the Western movie, and see what he's doing now. You see,
that's true. My favorite actor is Denzel Washington. He's done many different things, and it's changed.
Clint is still producing and
Clint
doing
Eastwood
movies.
is still doing in the
Movie
90s.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
You can imagine. So innovation is a must. If you don't innovate or otherwise you have to perish.
Yeah.
Innovate or perish.
Yeah.
So the same thing has happened for our hotel industry, their product offer. Okay. We started Sense and See. Now we look more about their wellness, Now we look more about, giving them a sustainable environment. All this change. You have to understand your client, what they are looking for. Because in the tourist industry of Mauritius, these tourists are coming to Mauritius since 1970s and coming regularly up to now.
Yeah.
Okay? And this have been possible because there have been a bond.
A bond
being built. How you say chemistry will say the strong bond is a triple bond or the covalent bond. So it's been a bond, a triple bond. It's a bond of not only going to that destination and like it, memories with the people, what they like. Each time seeing new things, the hotels give new offer, all these that make them to keep going. And this is very important. So this triple bond doesn't develop instantaneously. Any coffee, I think you can get instantaneously. You have to develop the triple bond with that, meticulous thinking. So we can't be instantaneous coffee and want superheat like this. We have to work the way up. We have to work the way up.
Now, as EDB, what would you say is one of your most successful projects about which you're most proud in terms of people you've onboarded and assisted?
The mini projects,
just
even
one or two.
in the nowadays we are getting a lot of FDIs to the real estate. I think we have more than 60 plus nationalities in Mauritius now who have purchased real estate coming from all over the world. Can you imagine the small island of Mauritius where we are located that people even don't know us? We are having that. And talking about success, when we see that there are people that making shoots in Mauritius, that they are dressing big football team. Okay, we love football. Everyone loves football, and this is happening. When you see that people putting a lot of effort in the product that they are doing, fruit paste rum that we are selling even to major airlines. So all these success have been.
What would be EDB's role? I just want you to give one or two success stories where EDB was instrumental in helping that particular venture.
Yes, EDB does. EDB is involved in the promoting of trade and investment.
Yes.
EDB is involved in unlocking doors.
Yes, that's what I
told you. South Africa was nothing.
Yes.
Before 2010, it was less amount of export.
Yes.
We did it.
Now
we're
it's number one.
Now we're exploiting new free trade agreement that we're having with China or preferential trade agreement with India.
Yes.
EDB is leading the regional strategy of getting Mauritius, to conquer markets of Africa through partnership.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
We have got our financial center, robust financial center. We're coming across, in terms of dollars, I don't have the figures exactly, coming through Mauritius, GBC, and these are going to Africa, helping the creation of jobs, even the east, the west, the south, the north of Africa.
Wow.
Okay? So even this we are doing. So there are lot of achievements that give us success, but as a small country, we also have our challenge. The cost of production is coming up. With COVID, the logistics skyrocketed. We were able, to face a number of challenges, but we are persistent.
There was a time when they were trying to label Mauritius as a tax haven, undesirable. I think there was a law in America, Oxley something, I can't remember.
FATF.
Yes.
Yeah, but Botswana also, was...
We were grey-listed as well.
Yeah, was grey-listed. And Mauritius, in a record amount of time, be one of the rare countries that satisfy all the criteria of FATF. We were not aware of it. We were taken a bit like every country of Africa in that part. But immediately we made ourselves to work. We satisfied all the criteria of FATF to show that,
Were you ever in the grey list also?
No. Yeah, we went the grey list together with Botswana.
Yeah, but you got out fast.
By satisfying all the rules. We were taken like by surprise a bit because they were, how this happens. So we were taken by surprise. But we show our spirits. We work it hard. We went out of it. We know. I told you since the beginning, our spirit of loving, caring, and sharing. We are not at all selfish. We do business according to law, according to rules, according to norms. Okay, and that's how we position our robust financial center.
Yeah. Are you encouraging an average entrepreneur in Botswana to go to Mauritius to explore opportunities? And if so, give them 2-3 great reasons why they should immediately take steps.
Yes, today the chairperson of OACPS, Miss Sanko Laba, if I pronounce the word well.
Yes.
Who is the chairperson of OACPS Business Council somewhere,
yes.
if I put it right, took the commitment in front of the assembly to bring delegations of Botswana to come to Mauritius in a spirit not only to see, to
Botswana
discover,
businessmen and women,
to discover, to see, to learn, but also to understand that it's high time for you to develop also route for sourcing your products, and do it in terms of partnership, what you can do in Botswana, what things like that, in all this number of products that we are doing, and you have to learn.
Yeah.
I told a small story in the presentation to tell you how how we need to be daring and to believe in.
Yes.
In Mauritius we manufacture medical device, catheter. Okay.
Like what? Hearing aids?
No, catheter for the heart.
Okay.
People are surprised when I tell them we export to US, France. Okay. We export to Israel. Okay. But we export to India. We export catheter to India.
Oh.
Okay. They took it, I think, 80% done. The last 20% they do it there. Okay, just to tell you, because how that ecosystem have been built. The ecosystem in terms of what you call the
technical know-how.
No, technical know-how, the secrecy, of making it,
I mean IP,
the
international. They call it what?
Intellectual
property.
and
IP.
all this. India is such a big country. If tomorrow you do a product, tomorrow many companies can copy it and do it differently.
Yes.
And today we are doing it. And since India have got medical tourism sectors, you need quality product. You don't play with the health of people.
No, you don't.
And that's how they are developing it. They are trusting it, and they are developing a partnership with Mauritius. Okay, so we want to do more. We have a preferential trade agreement with India. Lastly, just before coming to you, and the young entrepreneur will love it. When we started with the sugar cane, making sugar, okay, and then the price of sugar in the international market coming down, we innovate. We go to special sugar with low GI, sugar for diabetes and all, okay, which are being sold. And actually it's coming up, it's much in demand.
Wow.
But we didn't go all to that. The bagasse we are using to use electricity, and then we are making spirit rums out of the juice of cane.
Is that so?
Yeah, and the Caribbean was good at that.
Yeah.
And at the last award, I was very happy to learn from one of the operators. We won the gold medal as the best rum. Okay.
Best rum from Mauritius.
Yeah, the rum of Mauritius.
It used to be only from the Caribbean.
No, the Caribbean, they are much more in advance.
Oh, I see.
That because they were doing it for USA.
Yeah.
But we are coming up. In the world of today, the wine is not no more French.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many countries do the wine.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to tell you. Even we do some wine that no one does. We do lychee wine.
Oh.
We do pineapple wine.
Lychee from the fruit.
From the lychee.
Yeah.
And we do pineapple wine, which is quite unique. Okay, in Mauritius.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to get you and the audience to understand is with that spirit, not only of daring, of innovating.
Yeah.
That spirit
of innovation.
Coming with new products, not too shy, not too telling the computer I can't use.
Yeah.
Okay. Today everyone is using a smartphone. Okay. The spirit to there, take risks. Why kid learn the telephone faster than us? Have you asked you the question?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Have you seen that your kid get the phone? He knows everything tomorrow,
by far, faster.
and
they teach me.
And you got the phone 3 years now. You're learning how to do it.
Yeah.
And from them, you know why?
Why?
Because they're not afraid at all
To experiment.
to experiment.
Yeah.
They're doing it immediately.
Yeah.
They know more than you.
Yeah, by far.
What this? What that? And they have learned everything.
And me, I'm thinking I might damage something.
And you are thinking the classical way. You need some rationale to do this or to do that. No, they are doing well.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why they know it better.
Yeah.
So there should be some element of risk.
Yeah.
There should be. You should need to be risk takers.
Yeah.
Okay. And you cannot think of getting success if you stay in the comfort zone alone.
Wow. This
Okay.
is
If
so
you stay in the
mind-blowing.
comfort zone to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Then obviously, okay, that also will not imply that you won't get any problems. Okay, you'll get other form of problems.
Now I'm going to personalize this conversation to you, speaking to Geerish yourself specifically. Where in your career did you apply innovation in a very special way, and what is the specific result you got? And is there something you want to share about how you turned things around for yourself personally through applying that spirit of innovation and that culture of fearlessness in getting things done?
Yes, you know, you should not forget two things in my formation. I'm an engineer. An engineer is made to invent. And I did MBA, I did a lot of with focus on strategy and marketing. A marketer is made to connect, okay? And by using all the type of strategies which come out of strategy. One should not forget also, whatever we're doing, as long you are doing this emission, if there's no audience, there's no emission. Clients are important.
Very.
It does not come like you want to do an emission and then you will look for clients. You have to identify your audience taste. The audience is the entrepreneur, what they taste. And then you have developed your products that today have come to that level. And you are playing an important role.
Yes.
So I won't say at what time of my career I think about innovation and fearlessness. This is something that's applied on a daily basis. Naturally. About the type of innovation.
Yeah.
It can go from the purchase of a simple gift for my 18-year-old daughter. It can go for my work with my team right now in Botswana.
But there must be one or two times when it mattered the most and you dug deep and this kind of mentality helped you.
Yes, you know, when it digs deep, during the period of COVID, when everything was falling down.
Yes.
And this is the time when I came with, I'm going to publicize this, when it was COVID, a small country like ours, skyrocketing cost of freight coming up. And I was telling, people was telling us, all clients was, diminishing their orders or practically eliminating their orders. Those things that we are here, it's not on sale.
Yes.
Those are shops. And we were reading differently, and I saw the US people. They were doing, they organized their textile fair online. Okay. With participants from different places. Can you imagine the difference in time? In Mauritius, we are this time, they are that time. Our operators could not go in. And today I invite you. And I invite every of your audience listening to me.
Yes.
To register on this platform, which is called www.mauritiusexpo.com. Mauritius expo.com. This is a platform where I thought about it after reading in different and seeing how the fair was trying to perform virtually. We came out with a new idea of crafting a virtual platform for Mauritian products, which is
available.
Virtual
expo.
Virtual platform. Let me finish.
Yes.
It's about all the product modes in Mauritius that are showcased. Different sector, textile, apparel, light engineering, jewelry and all.
Wow. 24/7,
365 days. You can get into it. You get to chat. You can discover the product. You discover you chat with the buyer, with the operator. You send email through social media. You discover what Mauritius is doing. You discover what manufacturing is doing. This has been proven, and to go and convince everybody that we have to go through it.
Wow.
So there was no fear from my side. I went to this with all the deciders and explained what I want to do and why I want this investment to be done. And today I wish that all your listeners today in this podcast and you to register on this platform, which is up to now free of charge, okay, and get to discover the products of Mauritius and get the connection with a wide range of operators engaged in the manufacturing of so many products from Little Mauritius.
So you came up with this platform during COVID?
The idea came there. The platform was launched in this year.
Yeah.
Okay. And during that period, we were thinking about this connectivity. And today, this is complementary to the marketing we are doing.
Wow.
Okay?
That's
we can
beautiful.
even host live. We have already host live. There was the Africa Conference the African Conference, Africa Partnership Conference,
yes,
which was broadcasted live on it.
Really?
Yeah.
This
so
is
we
good.
even do it. Okay. So if tomorrow you make the arrangement that you wish, even one day your podcast, when they are going to send me, I'm going to post it on that.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is the thing that we do when you were telling about what innovation. There are so many small, big, and innovation remains.
This one is big. I'm very impressed with this one.
A small one is an innovation.
Yeah.
A big one is an innovation. I don't underestimate any small or big innovation.
Yeah.
Because the small seeds that you're sowing come out to be a beautiful flower. And if you wait, I need a rose. No, this is different.
Yeah.
I sow the seed.
Yeah.
I get flowers.
You'll get the rose from
You'll
that.
get the rose later.
Yeah.
You have to wait for your time. There is nothing that will come if you don't put effort
That's very
in a
beautiful.
continuous, consistent, incredibly way.
Yeah.
And the heart you put in a work,
Yes.
it also goes contagious to that. Just like, the chef who spoke to me, a major chef, a successful chef,
Yes.
okay, in Mauritius, who was spoke to me and telling, how is it that you people can do, what you will judge that one do better food, the other one do the, less
Great
better food.
food,
It's about the heart you put in it, the energy you're putting in it. It has an influence in all all these ingredients that you are adding in it cannot be done mechanically.
Yeah,
I think our fathers and our mothers and wives taught us that.
Yes, they
when
did.
it comes, to the type of caring that they
Yeah.
do. That's why when I speak about loving, caring, sharing, where I learned that,
Yeah.
where I saw that, we learned it from our mothers.
From home.
From home. They taught us loving, caring, and
They
sharing.
did. They did.
And don't forget, they are the people that do not expect anything from us except giving us blessing, giving us, the necessary
Unconditional.
direction, no conditions
Yeah.
applied, selflessly engaged, And today, when the challenge about, we talk sustainability, let's go more profound. The challenge is about protecting Mother Earth. This concerns everybody. We
That's
come from
true.
a small island, a small island development state. It's good
Yeah.
to talk about, the different, objectives that we're having, but how you're going to do it, you have to walk the talk.
Two things I want to touch on before we close. One is when I was there in February, there was a hurricane, concern of hurricane or storm or something like that. Are you more vulnerable than the rest of the continent, or it was just because they closed everything down for 3-4 days when I was there? Are you in any way vulnerable, or it was just my misfortune when I was visiting there?
No. We are a tropical island.
Yes.
Tropical island, all visited by cyclones.
Cyclone. It was a cyclone.
Cyclones. And let's see the truth. We have not been hit by a big cyclone direct. Okay, they come. If they come close, they bring us water. They come a bit closer, they do some damage.
Yes.
Okay. And if you come on the island, this is bad. But it's not every day, every year that you have got a cyclone that go through the island. Cyclones sometimes are very important to bring the rain which is there.
Which is needed.
And for tourists that are there, they've never seen that such a scene.
Yeah.
Okay. This scene's also there.
It's beautiful.
But it was a time, when the houses was not in concrete, when Mauritius was poor. That the time was very difficult at that time. And when Mauritius was being constructed in 1960s during Independence Day, we were hit by strong cyclone at that time.
Wow.
Two strong cyclones
Oh.
that even put us down. but even cyclone don't make us give up.
Could not damage your spirit. I'm glad. I promise you people I'll talk about the dodo. Why am I talking about the dodo? It's your national bird. It's extinct, but you get there, it's everywhere. I jokingly said to my wife, this place should be called Dodo Land.
No, Dodo Land is part of our history.
Yeah.
Because Dodo was a bird which is unique to Mauritius.
Yeah.
And Dodo could not fly, really, and
Yes.
that's why they were easily hunted by Dutch explorers at the time.
And Portuguese. Right?
And it was unfortunately extinct. But many things that belong to you that are unique, it remains in your heart. You are taught at school. I don't see Dodo. I've seen Dodo in museum. You have seen Dodo on the step.
Yeah.
You have seen Dodo. names being given to
T-shirts
club,
everywhere,
to T-Word, and football or whatever.
Yeah.
So it remains in our heart. You don't only see in terms of moving forward, but you also have gratefulness or attachment for things of the past.
Yeah.
So they have been part of that island, and we're emotional about it. We're
Yes.
sentimental
I've
about it.
noticed that.
We are quite sentimental about
Yeah.
it. And same thing that if something belongs to your house and has disappeared, you miss it. Okay? So in the same way that we miss
Someone
Dodo.
was speculating that the scientists need to trace the DNA, and that with modern technology and science, there might be a way of recreating it in the lab, and that some people are working on finding a way of bringing it back.
Yes, true. I've seen many sort of scientists coming. They are find the remainings of Dodo. They are working on it. Okay, but something that we read, that was reported in the newspaper.
Yes.
So let's see. The future bring many things.
Maybe it'll come back.
And maybe we'll be able to see. When you realize cloning of animals and all, something that you couldn't believe before. Okay. And obviously, if this happens, this will be obviously something very touching for all Mauritius.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's look to the future. You have your crystal ball now. You look at the future. We always try to wrap up the program with something positive into the future. By the way, the whole program has been very positive. I'm not worried about that. Looking into the future, 10, 20, 30 years, what do you see for AFCTA, for Mauritius-Botswana relationship, for inter-Africa trade? Can you paint the picture, positive picture, 20, 30 years in the future?
The way I look in the picture for us in the region, just see the direction. Investment is increasing in Africa. The regional value chain will come up. We are a young continent with so many youngsters here. Youngsters means energy. Youngsters means a certain idealism. Youngsters means new ideas. Youngsters means creativity. You have to see the youth in a positive way.
Yes.
I was myself a youth leader yesterday, and we were at the time the older generation will tend to criticize you. Okay, this happens.
Now we are there.
Yeah, and me, I work with the youth. Okay, so the youth, they are the future. They have the talents. We have to give them the necessary tools and let them the space to go. Africa will come up because in terms of the products, because the system is being put forward.
Yeah.
If you see the different position of the leaders, they are realizing, for too long the cocoa is Africa and the chocolate is Switzerland.
Yeah.
For too long the cotton is Africa, the brown is elsewhere. For how long our products are going elsewhere, being converted and sell back to us, and we pay more
at 100 times the price.
Okay,
sometimes.
so Africa got talents. Africa got brains. Africa got brawny people also. Africa is plural also. We have all type of people in Africa. So this will definitely remind me the way I look at it, that Africa, time is there. They will come up. Okay. Probably, obviously, we are not talking about one country like Chandia. We are talking about 54 countries. We are not talking about one system which is being imposed. We are talking of different type of democracy, different type of rule. Obviously, there will be problem. But the success of one and all will bring others to follow.
That's true.
And that's why, in my thinking, when I go to Botswana, when I go to this like-minded country, that we are going to show the way if we are able to do it well. And the exchange is not only manufacturing. The exchange is more. The exchange in terms of service. I'll just give you an example.
Yes.
Simple to this podcast. This podcast, which is done in English, and when you talk in Mauritius, we are bilingual. We speak French. It can reach a bigger audience. The French-speaking African countries.
Yes.
This is very relevant. Your audience keep increasing because, you know, your formula, your theme, whatever you're looking to, all this is possible nowadays.
Yes.
Okay? And then the different teams that you are taking. The teams varies, okay? The team varies from different agendas. I think well set up by SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Well put, well crafted.
They've been well crafted.
Crafted SDGs, and it concerns all walk of life. It concerns the public sector that is engaged in developing policy and managing the wealth, public wealth.
Yes.
It concerns the profit sector, the for-profit sector that create employment and create wealth.
Yes.
And don't forget, it concerns also a very important sector, the not-for-profit, the civic sector, which is engaged.
The NGOs?
The NGOs, the civil society organization, which is engaged to bring a certain balance, a certain equilibrium. The NGOs whose job cannot be wiped off. They are very important in the non-for-profit sector because what they are not looking for profit or whatever. They are looking for common good. Okay? They are looking for common good.
Yes.
So they also have a role. So it concerns people of all walks of life. We should not underestimate anybody. We should not overestimate anybody, but rather we should work together.
Yes.
So together, moving forward, together, stronger, moving forward.
But are we going to get to an Africa where there are no visas and we have a common currency? And to me, 2063 seems far, but are we going to have that where people can move freely, almost like Europe? Are we getting closer to that?
But you know, I'll tell you a small story to be experienced. I'm not a minister, I'm not a policy maker to tell you, I'm not in that secrets to tell you all that, but I know history. I know history. In 33 years, colonizers were occupying 10% of land, and in 33 years, they got 90% of African land. Okay?
That's a very good
I know
point.
history. I know history. China was nothing like 25 years back.
True.
We have seen it. I know history about, former East Germany now being blended with West Germany after the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Yes.
I know history of the former Europe, what Poland is today, how Poland is leading the way. I know history about that.
Okay.
So, if you know history about that, a decade is a lot to bring a revolution. A decade is a lot to bring a revolution.
Yes.
A decade, a lot of things happen. A decade, imagine where you were and where you are now. A decade, just see the GDP where they were not now.
Wow.
We are fixing objectives about improving our GDP, with different challenges at 2030, 2040 and all. In a decade, many things happen.
Can happen.
Okay? And it's just questions of, having that positive spirit, moving forward, constructive, and of course, work to make your dream realize. And we have the right to dream.
Yes.
We have the right to dream of a better Africa and a more prosperous Africa.
Yes.
But we have the right, but we need to work hard to make the dream realize. And who make the dream realize? Don't forget, it's people like me and you.
Yes.
It's the entrepreneur.
Yes.
It's the civil society organization. It's the media.
Wow.
A signal from the media can make big revolution. You know the signaling effect, what it is.
Yes.
All people who understand business will know. The signaling effect has a lot of influence on the stock exchange.
Yes.
We know all that. Media, private, public, civil society, ministers, policymakers, all this when blend together towards this vision, the vision of developing a more prosperous Africa.
Wow.
Together we go.
We can do it.
Yeah.
We will do it. Wow, that is so touching now. It's not like I'm in church. Yes. Now, let's wrap it up by you asking me one question. If you have a question for me.
Yes, if I have a question for you for podcast, Podcast is based in Botswana, and when today we are talking of regional cooperation, and what about this podcast, to drive for a bigger audience, okay, to position how you see the future of this podcast in view to touch for audience beyond the boundaries of Botswana. I had the privilege to participate in my first podcast in an important radio of US, and they told me how these podcasts are being listened throughout the world with a particular animator which has built on a very good name. Okay, I was interviewed by him live, okay, and his podcast having the ambitions to be able to serve, say, your audience is entrepreneur of Africa.
It's a very, very good question. Right now we are hovering around 14,000 subscribers, and I remember when I met this young man some 4 years ago, we had at about 500 subscribers. So we have grown in the last 3.5 years. So when you kept saying history, I know that a lot of big podcasts started where we are. So I'm thinking also continentally, and I've already started making connections in South Africa. The same podcast we want to have registered in South Africa, and are planning to start interviewing South African entrepreneurs as well as international entrepreneurs. We've started. We've had people from Ghana, we've had people from Namibia, we have had 1 or 2 people from Kenya, I believe. So we've had international guests come join us and share. So we want to see it grow. We would like, as a result of speaking to you, to see more subscribers. We want it to explode because we want this message of entrepreneurship to reach everyone. We believe that we can enthuse, energize, inspire, and empower entrepreneurs and grow the ecosystem throughout Africa. Our mission and our vision aligns with yours. If you notice, when you're answering my questions, I was going like this because everything that was coming out of your mouth was also something that was in my heart, that I believe we need to get out there. This is why I sort of volunteer and take the risk in terms of setting up this and paying all these youngsters around me, because I believe in the long-term project and in the long-term future for this podcast. And I'd like to see you, once this thing drops, I want to see you sharing it, and I want to see you popularizing it. At some point, because AI is so advanced, artificial intelligence, it should be possible when we talk to simultaneously synchronize our mouths in French and translate. I already know that the technology exists, so I'm waiting for these youngsters, we're talking about it, that we can actually translate into different languages as we speak, even Chinese. So you asked me a question that is really burning in my heart. We want to go international because we love the continent and we want to improve our lot in Africa through communication. I hope I answered your question.
Yes. I'm happy to know that you are striving for excellence. I'm happy to know that you are focusing on the region and Africa, because Africa need people like me and you.
Yes.
Okay? Because other countries, they are much advanced. They have been able to do a lot of things. Where the need is required is here.
Yes.
Okay? We have our small part of contribution in making Africa prosperous.
Absolutely.
I think this is very important.
Thank you very much. Now, as we close the podcast, you have to look at that camera, sir, and leave the viewer or the listener with one last sort of all-encompassing motivational message as we conclude.
Yes, as we conclude, to listeners to this podcast who are, understand, young, less young entrepreneur, engage in missions about construction, engage in a mission of development, engage in missions of delivering outstanding service. And these missions that you are engaged do affect the lives of many people, because one industry is responsible for the development of many industries. We live at a time, where we need to satisfy the wants and needs of people, in that particular big Africa, 1.3 billion people. This cannot happen only by policymakers. We need policymakers, we need public sector, we need private sector, we need NGOs. Everybody has a role to play. And to be able to do it, don't forget this important message that I'm going to tell you. Everybody has got talents. No one is born to be a loser. We can all succeed. It's just a question of believing in our dream. Don't forget, I told it, passion, tenacity,
and commitment.
Passion, commitment, and tenacity. And one symbol I like very much when I joined, at one time when I come close to the Mauritius Scouts Association, I like this spirit like this. I don't see the sign of V, but I see the sign like this. Mm-hmm. The big fund protects the small. Let's have this spirit when we are growing as entrepreneurs. Bigger, more successful, to protect the smaller, to help the smaller, to lend a hand to help him grow. We need everybody. Don't keep knowledge in a drawer. Please share the knowledge. It's about sharing, caring. I told you, our mom taught us that. Loving, caring, and sharing. This planet has a place for everybody, and we be happy together.
Now, as we wrap up, just tell them where they can reach you. Maybe you want to look at your contacts and share all those contacts.
Yeah, definitely.
Even on social media, everywhere. They have to know where to reach.
Definitely, I'm reachable. I must say, on the social media, I receive so many messages that I can't respond, to be honest with you, on my LinkedIn and all. So I'm reachable first. I'm more reachable on my WhatsApp. My cell phone is +230 5259 7377. I repeat, +230 5259 7377. True, I'm active on Facebook also, because Facebook for me touches everybody. Okay, I don't like to segment my audience. I'm also on the name of Geerish Bucktowonsing, Geerish Buck is my surname, Towonsing. I'm also reachable on my email. My private email is Geerish, Geerish Buck @gmail.com. Make it short, Geerish Buck @gmail.com. I think through these contacts, I'll be reached to you, whether you send a small note on Messenger. I post regularly on Facebook my activities that I do, and obviously I always respond to all WhatsApp calls that I have. So good luck. Let's while we are busy building partnership for Africa, let's build a partnership, me and you. Okay, anytime you need me for anything, strategy, marketing, advice, ideas, or just want to chat with me, I'll find myself some time to share, to discuss with you, because the way forward is always a way of collaborative and constructive approach. Together, we make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear viewer. Thank you for your patience in watching this. And as always, I want you to subscribe. We had a very beautiful and powerful presentation. Please don't just absorb the information. Don't just be a hearer of the word. Be a doer as well. Reach out, contact my guest, contact me. Let's have the conversation going. Comment down there in the comments below. Say something, but above all, don't forget to subscribe, to hit the notification bell, and lastly, to make sure that you like this content. Thank you very much for taking the time out, and let me also say special thank you to my guest, Geerish. He was a brilliant guest, and I was getting goosebumps as he was talking, and I felt the back of my head, the hair standing as he was talking, because what he was said was so inspirational, so powerful. This is not something we take for granted, sir, and we really appreciate what you shared. May God bless you. Thank you.